name is Fluffer, and welcome back to Dungeons 2. Now, I am awake this time, I can play it this time, and I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, yes. I was... Dismiss a creature in order to have more population points. How do I dismiss you? Do I just... drop you over here? How do I dismiss you? Move, stop, hold position, light, unarmored. I don't see where to dismiss. I need 5 orcs and I don't have that many. What do I do? Maybe I just beat it to death, or I put it over here and then beat it to death? I guess this will work. There we go. Now I need to build another orc. How do I do that? I do not remember what to do. Orc. Rooms, production facilities, fill quarters back in. It's not produce liquid substance to feed the horde. Yeah. Brewery. I don't remember how to do this. I'm so sorry. It's only been like a day. Oh, that's where you hire the little snots from. So when you hire them from here, or do I need a brewery? Oh, no. Never mind. No, this is the brewery right here.
Suddenly, one of the repellent evil's servants became very thirsty. This was typical of a troop member of the unanonymous alcoholics known as the Horde. The Dipso made his way to the nearest brewery to quench his thirst. A thirsty orc arrived at the brewery. Eager and slavering, he started demolishing the alcohol-hoarding evil's stock of beer.
Alright, but how do I make a... Type skill evacuations, population points. I only have... Oh wait, oh here's the orc. I need population points too. Okay, so that's what it was. Okay, I'm looking like an idiot this whole time. Come here. Come on, die. There we go. Just beat him into a corner.
A horrified expression crossed the ultimate evil's face when it discovered that all the chickens from its chicken farm had been eaten. What were its creatures going to eat next? Wait a moment. Chickens? Oh, whoops, that's another game. Got confused.
What game is that? I don't know which game that is. Or is that even another game? I should mine over here. There you go. But I don't seem to have any enemies yet. Alright, I need 5
Nameless
orcs.
evil's creatures came upon a spider's nest during their search for an entrance to the overworld. It would take more than one orc to smoke that out. The abysmal evil used the Hand of Terror to grab several of the creatures that were still completely inexperienced at fighting and threw them onto the spider's nest.
Okay.
Payday!
Oh, wait, payday? Attack the spider.
The cowardly evil was still hesitant to pick up its creatures and throw them onto the fight. Was there no other way? Could this not be resolved peacefully? Is it not true that violence only breeds more violence? Instead, the peaceful evil now planned to get its troops to make daisy chains. But flowers only grow in the overworld, and for that it had to get... The snail-like evil was slow. So very slow. It took almost eons to create even one tiny bit of an orc army. Fortunately, at this very moment, some orcs fell from the heavens to strengthen the army. This was a miracle, and had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that a certain narrator had got hideously bored and was doing all he could to speed up the process. One louse-infested orc crawled up from the depths and declared allegiance to the ultimate evil. The first step towards the creation of a powerful army had been taken. The profound evil had had enough of dungeon sightseeing and now wanted to move to the surface to try a dish that is best served cold.
I'm sorry.
Some Alliance members were bound to be guarding the entrance to the overworld. A fine appetizer for a vengeful evil.
The spider kill. I'm sorry, I know I'm not talking that much, but it's hard to talk over the narrator. I should probably grab a few more orcs.
The spiders dropped like flies. The strategically well-versed evil patted itself on the back, proud that it had led its troops into battle with such aplomb. And by led, I just simply mean chucking them at the enemy. The basics of a dungeon were now in place. However, the brewery was puny and didn't really have room to store beer barrels in, and the treasury was also anything but impressive in size. Quickly, the expansion-hungry evil set out to enlarge its dungeon.
Most awkwardly shaped dungeon ever. That's what we're building right now. There we go. It needs corners. And you can build that. Oh jeez. I should never be an architect. I need to build more treasuries. This is good enough. But now how do I make a brewery again? Production facilities. Luckily these are not that expensive. Yes, it's actually working. I'm doing something right. Alright, dismiss a creature in order to have more population points again. Okay, come here.
A few creatures of the ultimate evil had lit a fire in the dungeon and begun to barbecue. The smell of freshly roasted meat wafted through the underground.
Alright, there has to be a way to dismiss a creature without just beating it to death. I saw that. What was that? What are options? Move, T, hold position. Break that. So wait, how do I dismiss a creature? I might just be an idiot, but I do not see a button to dismiss a creature. What is over here? Oh, I guess I can't see it. It's in the darkness.
The evil has awoken, but its brothers are still asleep.
What does that mean?
Huh? What on earth was that? That's not in my script. What a weirdo. No matter. We better get back to concentrating on the dungeon.
Okay, then that just happened. Right, how do I dismiss? Population points. Unity genius such as yourself can only control a certain number of creatures. This is shown by the population points at the top and the middle. If you reach the maximum limit, you won't get it. And throwing it into the pit of your throne room. Okay. Where's the pit in my throne room? This thing?
The creature disappeared into the pit of uselessness with a long drawn and gradually diminishing. This particular act of wickedness brought a smile to the face of the ultimate evil.
Oh, come on. This is actually fun just to throw them into a pit of death. Okay, now I'm supposed to get another orc, I'm guessing. Not enough population points. Oh, okay. There we go. Now I want to focus all my creatures on... Whoa, what? That's weird. I'm thinking that way. Too. Excuse me. What other stuff can I build, or is that it right now? That's it right now, I guess. Do I only have 3 now? How do I increase my population?
A huge monstrosity loomed out of the darkness on 8 legs. This dungeon's human guards had been ancient history for a long while. Now it was home to a huge spider and her brood. Would Sam and Frodo escape it and continue their journey to Mount Doom, or was this the end of the ring bearer? Hang on a minute, that's not the right text. Where were we? Oh yes, a huge spider, henceforth called the Spider Queen. It would be necessary to eliminate the Spider Queen before the horde could reach the surface. The Spider Queen sent forth a wave of her children. Of course, the ultimate evil was fully aware of this danger and immediately prepared to defend itself against them. At least, that's what I hope.
Where are all my orcs? There's one. Right, I need some more orcs. Where are they? Alright, I'm sorry I don't have the best commentary. I'm just trying to think about how I'm supposed to do this. So my plan is, as you can see, to just overwhelm
And
the spider
another
queen
wave of
members.
spiders set out to destroy the ultimate evil.
They won't make it.
One of the creatures had come up with a plan to create a trade union and go on strike for better working conditions. Once he remembered exactly what the ultimate evil would do to him, the idea was quickly shelved.
What does that mean? There we go, that works. I don't need... Oh, that's a dead body. Can I, like, use his body for meat? You know, I'm sure everyone here needs to eat something occasionally. But he was dead, so it's not a big deal. Wait, did I just, like, resurrect him? Okay. have 9 out of 15 points.
The Spider Queen again sent her children out to attack the dungeon, even though this tactic had failed the last time. A certain AI programmer could really have made a bit more of an effort with this.
Wow, I just love how the fourth wall breaks in this game. It's amazing. How much health can this thing have? 600. It has 166 left. And he's dead. Don't just drop his body in the middle of nowhere. Thank you.
The vile perversion,
There we go.
once called the Spider Queen, had nothing more with which she could fight the Horde. Later, the sensitive evil would have her innards made into a lava lamp. The way to the surface was open. Now it was time to put those vengeance plans into practice. The vile evil wanted to take this opportunity to utter a really sinister laugh. But unfortunately, its physical state made this unviable. Instead, it asked the narrator to do a bit of sinister laughter on its behalf. Oh well, here goes. Deep breath.
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this.
Once the ultimate evil had escaped from the depths,
King
still
Robert
tethered
has
the
to
throne,
die.
it traveled to wreak terrible vengeance on those who had done this, heavily supported by its little snots. The first target was Paladin Robert, now King of the Alliance. He had withdrawn to the quiet surroundings of his hunting lodge. There, he would be the perfect.
Alright, time to go murder some guy in a lodge. Watch it just be like this little tiny shack in which he's got just like heads just piled into it with weapons next to him. Yeah, that's probably what I'm expecting it to be. Also use panic retreat. And there's some in the throne room. Recall. Okay. Excuse me.
According to scouts, King Robert spent most of his time strolling around his hunting lodge garden reciting poetry. Soon his poetry would turn into mournful ballads. The vengeful evil thirsted to defeat the Alliance's king and mount his head on the wall as a trophy. Whoops, of course, I really mean that he wanted to take all of King Robert's cookies away. Better play it safe, or the age classification folks will be after me. Before that, however, the ultimate evil had to do a bit of work on the dungeon. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to fund even a small army made up of a few orcs.
Okay, so I need to make treasuries.
The first treasury was completed. Soon greedy evil's little snots would fill it with gold.
I'm not that greedy.
Right? Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
I mean, I'm not that greedy, come on. I'm actually quite humble. I just want to murder everyone. Now, I don't see anywhere to mine gold. Oh, here we go. Now looks like gold to me. Might as well make it neat. There you go. I'm sitting here going, we need to make it neat. This dungeon of pure evil must be neat. It must be pretty. It must be superb to that other dungeon across the street. Even though we're probably going to leave to another dungeon later, it must be perfect. Okay, sorry. My apologies, got a little carried away. And this is where the brewery is going to go. Or actually, should the brewery go here?
Right now, the restricted evil was only able to call upon orcs and little snots. But there had been rumors that some goblins were hiding out in a cave somewhere close by. The exploratory evil would be sure to follow this line of inquiry.
Wait, where? Where is it saying that this is? I don't see any symbol on my map. I don't want to hire orcs until I have a brewery that they can live in. That's not mine. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I reached over to take a drink and my drink is empty.
The strategy guidebook, Dungeons for Dummies, says, mountains don't always just consist of rocks and stone, but may also include natural as well as artificial caves and rooms. These usually contain treasures and dangers to make digging around underground more exciting.
Really?
The first brewery was completed. Soon beer would be flowing like a river, and an Oktoberfest atmosphere would pervade all. Would the ultimate evil put the beer baron out of business? Ugh, such a duff reference.
I need more gold. Work faster. And I wouldn't think it'd be this expensive. Actually, yeah, you would. It's pretty. I'm pretty sure alcohol's fairly expensive. I don't know. Anyways.
The ultimate evil should never forget to keep a watchful eye on its beer and gold stores. If its creatures can't help themselves whenever they need to, they will get angry. Fast.
I'm working on it. Tell them to work faster. Come on. There we go. Can I upgrade or can I have like 3 in one place? Oh, I can have 3 in one place. My gold stores are very, very pitiful. Takes 350 to... Yes, I know I'm not the best architect.
The ultimate evil slowly made itself cozy underground. Although this was a sensible decision, there was a large and lovely overworld out there, just waiting to be destroyed.
I get it, work faster.
It's payday.
I don't have anything to pay them. Wages paid 0. $25 for that, $25 for that. So I need to hire 3 orcs, got it. Plan on it. I thought I said there were goblins in here. Achievement unlocked, little snot. What does that mean? I'm looking for any place that has a an exclamation mark on it. Like it had any other one, or was that just because it was like a tutorial? Okay, I'm guessing that's the exit to the dungeon, in which I will send my armies of pure evil and darkness to do something. Murder some guy for his lack of hunting license? I don't know. Sounds good enough for me. I should just do that. I need more gold. Money's always great. Work faster. I'm glad there's no mechanic where it's like, oh, I hit this guy while he was drinking. He's now going to choke to death on a drink. Here, quick access. Break those two. Yeah, I can hire, I think...
The warmongering evil had hired the first orc. As ancient wisdom says, violence is a solution. Usually the only one.
I mean, violence is a perfect answer to this. This man has forgotten his hunting license. And he went and killed, what? A rabbit?
Another orc
Must be murdered.
entered the service of the military-savvy evil. The horde was growing and prospering.
And on that note, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and I will see you next time.